My name is Al Weathers. I'm a district field director here at Syncis. I started the company in 2008. I got promoted to district field director in 2015. My background is in information technology. I did computers and networks for about 25 years, had a pretty successful career in doing that. So after running my company, my small business for 4 years, I realized that I had taken my company as far as I could take it. So I had prayed about it and I asked God, I said, God, what's next for me? There's got to be a next step for me in my life. And I believe whatever I pray for, I get. I might not get when I want it, but I get it. And when I prayed for it, next day I had mentioned to my wife that I was concerned about the fact that I didn't have a retirement plan. It seems like the next day she was sitting down with a family friend of hers and she mentioned to her friend that, we were looking for a retirement plan, and just so happened that she was a part of Syncis. So, as I mentioned, with my retirement plan, after, the Syncis professionals sat down with me and just educated me on the basic money concepts, it was amazing to me, being that in the past years I've had, the financial accounts with Payne Webber, Smith Barney, and Merrill Lynch, and all the big companies, but nobody ever sat down and took the time to educate me on actually how money works. Over the years, we've learned quite a bit in the business. Anytime you start a small business, there's a lot of things that you have to go through, building and develop your business, but not only building and developing your business, to build and develop yourself. I like to say that Syncis is a business of personal development with a high compensation plan. Syncis it's totally changed my life, being that before I think I fell into the place where everyone counted on the American dream. And what the American dream was, go to school, get a great job, retire, marry, and live happily ever after. But unfortunately, what I found is most people are not living the American dream. So what I like most about Syncis, it empowers you to be a business owner and teaches you the skills and the concepts and everything that you need to build your own business to create true wealth. With Syncis, I'm often asked the question, if I had to do it over again, what would I do differently? And my answer to that is I would believe much bigger, much sooner. And the reason for that is because when I came into Syncis, I spent a lot of time trying to figure stuff out. But I learned early on from my dad. My dad by trade was an entrepreneur, and he told me to always evaluate every situation as such. He says, you look at it and ask yourself, what's the worst case scenario? So when I looked at Syncis, I said, what's the worst case scenario? And when I looked at it, I said, well, I'll get a basic financial education, I'll get a life insurance license, and I got to give up a little time, a little sweat equity. So by analyzing it that way, I just saw it was a win-win. So, I committed to it. I jumped in, and I remember it's not a business of skill, it's a business of will. Right now, America's messed up as it relates to financial education, and what we help them with is putting protection in place for their families. If I was to impart anything or any encouraging words or of wisdom to anyone, just jump. So often, a lot of us, we just sit there on the side of the pool, and you can't swim, but as kids, sometimes your parents just throw you in. And the most amazing thing happens when your parents throw you in. Guess what? You figure it out as you go. So if I had any words of encouragement to people thinking about considering joining Syncis, don't think about it, just jump in.